Welcome to another edition of Paul's Nuggets. Basically, I share some kind of story, hoping that you'll get something out of it. Today, I'd like to share a story about stretching your boundaries and pushing yourself. This is a true story. And so, I was working at a printing company for my father in my 20s. And there was about 30 employees at the company, predominantly African employees. Now, the reason I say that is because it was the Christmas party. So my father said, I think they would appreciate the workers. A barbecue and a party here at work rather than go to a restaurant. So I said, that's wonderful, I agree. So he was really appealing to their tastes. So it would be less formal, I guess. And so my dad said to me, all right, you know what they like to drink. And so he gave me a blank check, and told me to get to all the booze and the meat, which I did. And I went mad because I really got on with those workers. And so I got a bath, an iron bath filled with ice, and I stocked that with beers. I bought whiskey, I bought vodka, and I thought we're really going to have a party. So the party was at work, but because of the barbecue, we had a long driveway where the vans used to park, with a gate, an iron gate. And that would be an ideal spot for the fire, for all the chicken. And my father really went to town to spoil the workers. And he said to me, knowing that I was in a band, he said to me, why don't you bring the music? And, we can really have a good party. So I said, wonderful, I'm the guy for the music. And I brought my PV speakers from the band, and they were big mothers and powerful. And I brought, CDs and what have you. And so we really set up the party. The booze was flowing. There was more than enough to eat. The music was pounding, because I thought, everybody loves a bit of Depeche Mode, But they were sitting on plastic chairs outside in this long drive. And the music was pumping. Everything counts in large amounts. And I'm making people feel welcome. But nobody's moving. They're stuck to the chairs. And the workers were predominantly African. And there was a couple of whites. So it was very difficult to integrate because you just feel that there was a culture difference. You didn't want to the workers didn't want to let their hair down, because they're going to have to sort of face the boss in the next couple of weeks. So everybody was reserved. So I looked around and I saw my dad making attempts to socialize with the people that felt a bit awkward. And I thought, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here, Dad. And so I'm playing Depeche Mode again, because everybody loves Depeche Mode. But it's not working. The booze is flowing, everybody's happy. But everybody's reserved. So I can see all the white management, I'll put it like that, going and making attempts to socialize and make people feel comfortable. And anyway, so as it was going, the meat was on the fire, on the barbecue, and there was loads of meat. There was booze flowing. It was ridiculous. In fact, I got into trouble for the amount I spent at the bottle store, the liquor store. In any event, things were warming up. It was an afternoon sort of situation. So it kicked off at midday, and it must have been about 3 o'clock. So a few people have had a few drinks and getting a buzz on. And then I look at the end of the driveway, and there's a big gate on wheels, and there's a black guy at the end of the driveway. So I thought, what's going on here? So in my sociable way, I went down to the gate and I said, hi. And he said, hello. Can I speak to that man there? And I turned around, and one of the workers was Jimmy. Jimmy was 6'4", from Mozambique. He should have been a boxer. Big Jimmy, but he had a smile on his face the whole time. Everybody loved Jimmy. So this guy at the gate has pointed his finger through the gate and said, yes, I want to speak to this man here. And I thought, well, it's Christmas, end of the year. So I said, let me open the gate. So I wheeled the gate back, and he came in, and off he went to Jimmy. So I see him walking over to Jimmy. So we carry on with the party and socializing. And a bit later on, the music stops. Now, I'm the resident DJ, and my job hasn't been working so far. Apparently, Depeche Mode hasn't gone down very well with the workers. And so I'm battling here to get these people to get up off their plastic chairs and dance. And they're not having it. Everybody's reserved. So for some reason I got distracted, and I turn around some half an hour later. Now bear in mind, I brought this band equipment, PV, speakers. I'm your music man. It's impossible not to dance. It's got decibels, it's got beats, it's got everything. But it's not working. So the music stops. For some reason, the music stops. And then I hear this crackling in the background. You know when you're tuning in the radio? And I look, and somebody's brought out a beat up old radio with the aerial broken, the sound quality absolutely awful, and they're tuning in to a predominantly African radio station, the rhythm and blues. So they switch on to this station, and there's some rhythm and blues, and I'm upset now because somebody's taken my job. As soon as they switch on this radio, people are up dancing. And I looked, and it was that guy I'd let in. And he's got a quart of beer in his hand, and he's dancing to the sounds on this ridiculous radio. And he, some people can dance. This guy could dance, and he's doing his thing. I thought, wow, great, he's having a good time. So later on, after I started crying, of course, because nobody likes my music. When you're young, you think, whoa, what's wrong with me? Anyway, yeah, so we were socializing. As long as the guys were having a good time, I suppose that was all that mattered. And people are sort of relaxing now because it's their music. And the meat gets cooked. I remember this guy that I let in, I don't know his name, coming around he found a silver tray somewhere at work. He found a silver tray, and he's presenting the chicken, he's presenting the sausage and the meat. Come on, have some. This is the black guy that I let in. Have some. So he's walking around like the waiter and dancing and happy. And the more the day went on, or the party went on, the more wasted people got and the braver they got. It's like any Christmas party, when you have a few drinks, then you think you can go up to the boss and tell him what you really think of the boss. Well, it wasn't really like that, but people were a lot more relaxed. In any event, this guy that I let in, nameless guy, my brother came. My dad invited my brother. He said, look, come for a beer and a piece of chicken or whatever. So my brother came, and this guy presented my brother with the tray of meat. And he said, do you want some chicken? So my brother said, no, it's okay. So this guy picked up a piece of chicken off the tray. He said, have some chicken. My brother says, I don't want any chicken. And this guy said, is it because I'm black? So my brother looked at him, grabbed the chicken out of his hand, ate the chicken, and sucked the bone. Like that. Put the bone, or threw the bone away, I forget. And this guy said, oh, okay, so this guy, my brother obviously is not a racist chap. So everybody was happy. Carry on. And of course, this guy is dancing and he is laughing and singing. And in any event, we must have had about a 6-hour party. So, as I say, the booze was flowing. Everybody was happy and a little bit wasted. Everybody was fed, and everybody felt included. And I've got to commend my dad for that, because he really, really tried. So it came to the end of the party. So I said to my dad, look, there's a lot of booze left. What do you want to do? He said, no, give it to the workers. So we went around, word got out. You can take anything that's you want. So there was beers, there was bottles of vodka and what have you. And I said the beers. And anything that they could wanted to take home, they were welcome to. And so the party sort of came to an end, and people started to leaving. Merry Christmas, everybody. See you next year. And we were sort of tidying up. I put away my speakers. I'm still Depeche Mode. Why can't you do... Never mind. And so we were packing up all the speakers and everything. So I turned around and I saw Jimmy, because he was helping. Jimmy, I said, it was a good party, wasn't it? He said, yeah, it was a good party. I said, it only seemed to start when your friend arrived. And he said, my friend? I said, yeah, that guy. He said, I've never met him before in my life. This is a true story, folks. I've never met him before in my life. This guy was just walking past, saw that there was a party, thought, I'm in. Got into the party, got absolutely wasted, had the time of his life, got fed. I think he made friends, I guess he must have. And he didn't know a soul. That's what capabilities we have if we put our mind to it.